Welcome back to the Fundamentals Podcast, Week 2. I have an issue. I have an issue that I didn't think was an issue until this week. I want to bring it up real quick. The numbers changing on the jerseys. Two big issues. Number one, the obvious. I don't know who the fuck some of these people are because I'm used to them being a certain number and they're not that number anymore.
Right.
The second one, I didn't see coming. When I review film, it helps to know the number scheme. And when linebackers like 52, right? So if you're watching film and a guy dives into coverage, you should instantly know, oh, that's a safety. Oh, that's a defensive lineman. Oh, that's not anymore. This is weird.
Gotta pay attention.
It's weird. I mean, give it a couple years. You have a quarterback that's 88. You're gonna have a lineman that's 2. It's fucked up. I don't like it. I didn't think it was that big of an issue until I started watching film. Now I can't identify who the mic is. It's got to be harder on the quarterbacks in the game for sure. But it seemed to me like most of these quarterbacks played pretty well, all things considered. Not a lot of struggling week 1. If you guys don't know, we do giveaways. We have lots of shit to give away. We got this helmet. We got this helmet. We got footballs. We got jerseys.
More to come.
Patreon members get those. What's up? You just won Juju Smith-Schuster. Congratulations. There's no clapping here.
That is clapping.
All right.
Celebrate.
So, anything you want us to give away, you can leave in the description. We'll buy it. We'll put it up here. We'll give this shit away. It's $1 a month for Patreon. It's just there. It's just to protect your data and make it easier on us to give stuff away because it's bots and stuff. Outside of that, you also get, all our picks, our bets, our spreads, DFS stuff in a link when you sign up for Patreon as well. But let's get right into it. We got week 1 or week 2. It is definitely the second week. Week 2, let's start off with the Raiders-Steelers. Steelers always start hot. Their defense is for real. Big Ben looked young. Looked spry. Are the Raiders turning a corner?
Not just yet. I don't think so. I mean, Josh Jacobs was out this game, but they looked better than I thought they would.
Did it actually transpire the way that I think? When I originally said this last week, that the Raiders are just going to be good at home because they're in Vegas? Because there are some rumors now that some of the players were hanging out in Vegas and then tried to play the game the next day. Ravens didn't look flat by any means.
Oh, no.
But Raiders won that game and they look good. I don't know. I have to see it in an away game. Here it is.
And the Raiders probably shouldn't have won that game. And it's kind of on Tyson in that way because he allowed that fumble because he couldn't hold his block. And because of that, I think that's going to hold him back a lot. And that's why he isn't given the workhorse role right now.
Yeah. I think it went up to 6. The line was 5.5. I liked it there. It moved up to 6. I'm still going to take the Steelers. I'll take the under. I think the Steelers can win by more than 6. I don't feel particularly great about it, but that's because I don't have a good read on the Raiders yet.
Well, I think their offensive line is a serious problem, and the Steelers can absolutely take advantage of that. I mean, look at what the Ravens did. They were able to take advantage of it, and the Steelers are far better on the line.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers' defense, I think, can really hold the Raiders down, better than the Ravens did.
Yeah.
And I think the Steelers just have a lot of answers for that, blitzing in and whatnot. I think as the year progresses, Big Ben's not going to be as spry. But now he is.
Yeah, until then, he is right now. I have the Steelers at 31-20. I have them taking that 6.
Now, at this moment, the Raiders have the number 1 offensive passing. They're number 1 in the league.
Over 400 yards.
I think that changes.
This week, yeah.
Niners, Eagles. Eagles are getting 3.5. Eagles are another one. And then week 1, it's hard to extrapolate good data from because it's week 1.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have games like last year, the Jaguars. They came out and won week 1. They looked good. They didn't win another game the whole season. I think you're going to look back and see kind of the same things here. The Niners won big, but they were sloppy.
They took their foot off the pedal really early.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know yet how good the Niners are. And the Eagles looked good, but was it the Eagles
Hurts
good?
looked really good.
Yeah,
and
I thought
I haven't been liking him, but yeah.
He was my DFS play, and it worked out pretty well for me. He looked good, but this is the thing. Are the Falcons just that bad?
I think they are bad. They'll get better. Their offense isn't that bad. I don't think the Eagles' defense is that good. I think it's just week one, and they need to get some stuff figured out. As for a lot of these other teams,
I think the Falcons just made the Eagles look better than they are. I think the Eagles are okay, but I don't know. I'll take the Niners to cover 3.5. I don't feel great about this either, but
I would definitely take the Niners.
As for the running back situation, Mitchell learned specifically this offense in college, which is why he was drafted in the 6th round. Sermon is a better back.
Yeah, and he was a healthy scratch.
Well, that's the thing. So nobody knows why. The coach, he's in the doghouse. He did something in practice that pissed him off. Now they need him. Do they just water under the bridge and Sermon's going to have a rotation, or is he going to be limited? They did just sign Trent Cannon, who isn't particularly bad, but he isn't good.
No.
He's kind of like a Mostart, just slow. So I don't know how much play he gets. I think Mitchell's the guy you'd want to roll with this week if you had to pick one, but it wouldn't surprise me if in a week or two it's just Sermon's game.
Yeah, a lot of people are probably going to go Mitchell too, so, I mean, you could go Sermon as the contrarian pick there.
Yeah.
But for the Eagles, though, did you see Gainwell?
Yeah, I saw your boy Gainwell.
Gainwell looked good. Should have had 2 touchdowns. Hold'em kind of called back, but he looked really good. Sanders looked good too, though.
There's a lot of rotation in that backfield.
There is, but Gainwell is getting a lot early. I mean, he had 35% snaps.
Let's go to the next one. Browns, Texans. Texans are getting 13 now, up from 12. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Now, I was 3 for 3 on my locks last week. Now, this is a lock. But I'm not playing the point game. This is going to be super safe, and a lot of people probably think the same thing here. I'm going to take it straight up. I think the Browns will win, but that's too many points. I don't know if the Texans are actually good. The whole world still thinks they're shit.
I mean, they're not great, but they're a competent team.
Tyrod looked good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cooks look good.
I don't know how good. I don't think they're as bad as we think, though.
No.
And I don't
They're
know.
not the worst team in the league, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they're 13 points. I think it's close. I think the Browns will win this game. It could be by 6. It could be by 12. It could be by 20. I don't know yet because I haven't got a good read on the Texans. But the Browns are pissed they lost. And they're going to come out at a home game and win it.
Yeah, I agree. I think they win 31-20 Browns.
I have 31-17. So I have the Browns, I have the over, and I have the Browns covering the spread, but I'm not going to lock that 13 points.
I don't have them covering, but I wouldn't lock the points. You got to take the Browns straight up.
Broncos, Jaguars. This is my lock number 2, and I feel good about this one.
Yeah, I locked this one too.
I'm going to take the Broncos to win by more than 6. They'll cover the 6 points they're giving the Jags. Over-under's 45. That's low. In my opinion, I wouldn't necessarily bet the over-under, but I have it statted out at 28-20, which is 48 points.
I mean, I would take the over. I think Denver would absolutely put enough points. Even without Judy, they have plenty of weapons there still. And Jacksonville isn't a terrifying defense.
Yeah, dude, the Broncos, man, I've been tooting the Broncos horn for a while now, and then Judy goes down. Darby's on IR. You know, they lost their center. Like, they're pretty banged up. But I think this is a good team.
Yeah, they have some depth, though, so they can cover. I mean, not as good as the guys that are losing, but still.
Teddy looked very mobile, very accurate. KJ Hamler had a dirty drop. So, in DFS, I like Tim Patrick. I don't know if you should play him. I don't have him in very many. I think I have him in once. But he's the deep guy. He had 4 targets last week with Judy. So, I don't know. I kind of like him for this week. go against the Jaguars, get a deep one. I think he could take a deep one to the house.
Yeah, that's a good shot right there you could take.
Now, a lot of people, and I said Javante's the guy, I'm not worried about Gordon. And then Gordon had that one long run, and everybody's like, I told you. Javante's just the backseat driver. Javante got 8 more carries and had a better yard per carry average. Gordon had catches, and he had that one breakout run. It was a good run. It was a good run. Yeah. But you take away that run, and Javante beat him across the board in all statistics except for catching. He was targeted less.
You go to the Jags last week against the Texans. They gave up 160 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I would start Javante over Gordon this week.
Yeah.
Moving on. Going fast today. The Saints and the Panthers. Panthers are getting 3.5. I like the Saints to win the game, but I want the Panthers and I want them to cover. I have it 21-20 Saints. I don't feel good about this game, mainly because I don't know if the Saints are this good.
I think it's just a week 1 Packers being terrible.
Yeah, well, I'll double down on that. I don't know if the Panthers are this good. They played against the Jets. Like, does that mean their offense is really that good? Is Robbie going to always get a... No, the Jets suck. So I can't really evaluate either one of these teams. I think this is a good matchup. Maybe I was wrong with the Saints. I don't know. The only line or statistic that I came to with this conclusion is Joe Brady from the Panthers learned his system back in college. It's entirely a Sean Payton system. So the Saints are pretty familiar with what the Panthers are going to do on offense. I think that's going to be... I guess you could say the same thing about the Panthers, but it's not as complex. No. The Panthers playbook is not as complex as the Saints. It's the exact same system. I think the Saints are going to have an edge on stopping the Panthers. So I think the Saints will win this game, but I think it'll be close.
I have the Saints win this game too, 27-24. I'll take the over. I think there's going to be points scored in this game, but I still think the Saints are going to win.
Yeah, well, defensive passing. As of right now, we're the number 1 and the number 2 team. Do you think there's going to be a lot of points scored? I have no idea.
I think there's going to be a good amount, at least more than 45.
Yeah. I like I said, I wouldn't bet this game, but this is one of the ones I want to watch.
Yeah.
Rams, Colts. Colts getting 4. Rams are going to win this game. I wanted to lock this game. I was right there. I was right there.
You could do it right now. Live.
I have the Rams winning by 7. I don't like Wentz. I never liked Wentz. I gave him the benefit of the doubt again because he gets 50 chances. Everybody gets 50 chances. And
I don't know how you can really doubt him.
He didn't look good. No, the biggest problem
the whole team didn't really look good.
The biggest problem with this game and the reason why the Rams are going to win is because the Rams secondary is good.
That whole team is good. It's the best team in the league.
I don't know if Pittman's going to play. Maybe he's going to play. But
even if he plays, really, he's like the only guy.
Well, you have Zach Pascal.
Yeah.
He's the only guy. Because you have Paris Campbell, or whatever the fuck his name is. He might miss.
I'm not really looking at him, though.
Yeah, who are you throwing the ball to? Like, dude, the Rams are going to... I'm going to lock it right now. Fuck it.
You take the points?
Yeah, I think they can win by more than 4.
Okay.
I think the Rams are still having fun. McVay and Stafford. I'm going to take the Rams -4 as a lock. I really wanted to do this. I don't normally do a lot of locks. I just do the ones I believe in. I believe in this one. The Colts are beat up. They haven't looked good.
They are beat up. Yeah.
The Rams are coming in this week, and they had fun last week. They're going to have fun this week. Colts do have a good defense, but, Rhodes is out. I don't know, man. I think the Rams are just going to have fun with this. It could be a low scoring or high scoring game, but
I mean, I have a 24-17 Rams. I think Colts could possibly just start clicking. I don't think it'll be this week, but at some point it's going to happen, and they would be able to keep up with a team like this, I think. At least with their defense to slow them down in that ground game.
Maybe. Not week 2, not with these injuries. I don't think Wentz is ready to go up against Aaron Donald.
No.
Not right now. Bills, Dolphins. Dolphins getting 3.5. Bills are a good team. But they are one-dimensional, and like I said last week, it's easier to slow down a team if you know what they're going to do.
All you got to do is drop back in coverage.
They throw the ball every play.
Yeah.
The Steelers had an easy time, but they're a good defense. I don't think the Bills are bad. That being said, the Dolphins are hardly a good defense. I think they're going to struggle in this game to do what the Steelers did.
Yeah, I mean, they will struggle. I mean, it's hard to contain Diggs, and they don't necessarily have as good weapons as the Steelers do.
I like the Bills' defense in DFS because what's going to happen is if the Bills start running up the score, the Dolphins are going to have to keep up. Tua is not ready to throw against this defense, and there could be some turnovers.
I think Tua can throw the ball. I mean, he threw for 58 passes against Buffalo in Week 17 last year.
Yeah.
He got 361 yards.
I can't lock this game because I don't know enough about these two teams. I think the Dolphins beating the Patriots, I could see. And I said I could see this happening.
It was a messy game.
The Bills, I don't know if they're a bad team. They just came out Week 1. Maybe they were flat. Steelers came up fired. I don't know. So I got to see this game before I really judge. I think the Bills are fine, though. I have the Bills to win this game 28-21.
Yeah, I have a 24-20 Bills under. But they need to do something with that run game. I mean, Singletary is the lead back right now. He got 75% of the snaps, so he beat out Moss for now, but neither of them are really doing anything good.
Patriots, Jets. Jets are getting 6 now, up from 5. Everyone keeps betting on the Patriots. The Patriots, this is one of those games where the whole world is on one side, and that usually doesn't turn out well. When the whole world thinks one thing's going to happen, usually the opposite does. I don't necessarily think the Jets are a better team or could win this game, but I think they can cover 6. I think the Jets are going to play a 49er style offense and defense, and that's going to keep every game relatively close. I think the Jets do two things really well. They have good front on their defense, and they have a quick passing attack. So I think they're going to be able to move the ball, and I think they're going to be slow down people. They're going to keep games close. I really don't think the Jets can win this game, but I definitely want them to cover. I have it 24-20 Patriots.
I have a 27-20 Patriots. I could absolutely see the Jets covering. I wouldn't bet the spread on this. I would bet straight up, but I have them covering that. I mean, last week, Mac Jones, he looked good. I mean, it was a very sloppy game all around for the whole team, but the Patriots kind of just let him go. They didn't really try to set him up a whole bunch to help him out as a rookie. They just let him go with what was going on and try to get there. I mean, he was taking a lot of hits. Line was not very good at all. I mean, we lost Trent Brown in first 7 snaps. Herring came in, he was rough, and then Durant came in after him and started to clean up a little bit better. But he was getting hit all day. He was getting pressured all day, and he was sitting in there making throws. And up until the end of the game, we pretty much had it until Harris fumbled at the end, which could possibly open the door for Stevenson.
75% completion percentage with a touchdown, no turnovers, and you lose the game, that's because you're playing safe. They're playing very safe football. And I don't know if it's to protect him or if he's just built to be a game manager. We only have one sample.
I feel like that's just going to be the style of the offense, running the heavy set, with the 2 tight ends.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Jets have a terrible secondary. If they were going to be aggressive, this is the game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because this is where we should open it up.
Yeah, this is the game where Mac Jones should be throwing some deep passes.
Yeah.
Because he can take advantage of it. The only person really I feel confident in DFS is Corey Davis. Because Zach Wilson shows so much attention to Corey Davis that he's going to get so many targets.
That's why I'm staying away from him, because he's the only guy, and that's what Bill Belichick does. He stops the one guy that you have on your team. He's the one guy. Other than that, there's nobody really that you have to worry about as a one player.
Yeah, but if Wilson can do like a loop-de-loop in the backfield and then just scramble around and then just half-ass throw a ball sideways 65 yards on a dime, which he did. He had a lot of bad shit, but that throw was amazing.
I don't think he's going to be able to do that this week. I mean, you guys are missing your tackle. You got Judon right there on his blind side coming clean at him.
Offensive tackle Cameron Clark on IR. Mekhi Becton. He's out.
Yeah.
We have a lot of offensive line issues. We've always had a lot of offensive line
I think Judon's going to take huge advantage of that left side right there.
Oh, yeah. I think this is going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah, I don't see Wilson having a whole lot of time to throw the ball in the pocket back there. And I think our secondary looked a little shaky last week, but I think we can cover the Jets.
Bengals, Bears. Bengals are getting 2. They were getting 3. I like the Bengals. I'm locking this game.
I like the Bengals.
You know what we need? We need one of those audio clips of a cell door closing. So when I say it's a lock, it goes
like a bank vault,
like a prison door. Never mind.
I mean, bank vault, you're securing the bag instead of going to prison. I guess.
And I'm gonna do this for odd purposes. Because I'm feeling ballsy today. I have the Bengals to win outright. I'm locking it.
Bengals to win outright.
Bengals are the underdogs for 2 points now. I locked them. I took the points, though, with 3. So at least I get 3 points when I bet this early. But I'm going to go ahead and lock it. Fuck the points. Bengals beat the Bears outright. Bears will struggle most of the season against a high-powered offense. This is a high-powered offense. They do have a solid defense, but the pressure put on them will stat them out as mediocre. I think the Bears' defense is great.
I think it is a great defense.
It's going to end the season.
Secondary is what's really holding them back. If they had a secondary, they probably could have beat the Rams.
These teams match up in a lot of different ways.
I think it's a good matchup.
The biggest difference is Burrow. Burrow is the fucking man.
I think Fields is definitely going to be seeing more time than he did against the Rams, so that's going to help out a lot. But I think this Bears D-line is well enough to beat the Bengals and consistently wreak havoc on that team.
And a decent DFS play would be Montgomery. But the Bears are going to lean on him so heavily.
Probably, but they can win that. Maybe not every week. I think
Bengals have a good defensive front. I think they can slow down the rushing attack, and if they don't have a rushing attack, their quarterback, whoever it is on the Bears, are not going to be able to keep up with Burrow.
I think
Burrow's got too many weapons, and he's too good of a quarterback.
Yeah, but the Bengals aren't a very good secondary, and they lost, I think their top corner, Trey Waynes.
Well, maybe. But defensive passing?
I don't think the Bengals can really stop them. I think they're going to rely on their offense most of the season to win games.
Potentially. If I miss, how many? How many of my locks if I miss? 1? If I miss 1, I'm 100% right now on my locks.
Yeah.
If I miss 1 lock, I'll give away that Denzel Mims signed Jets football.
I'm not taking the Bengals this week.
I take the Bengals as a lock to win straight up.
All right.
Falcons, Tampa Bay. 13 points. I don't want to bet this game. I don't want to bet this game because I have no idea about the Falcons.
I mean, the Falcons shit the bed, but they're going to get a little bit better, but not a whole lot, especially against Tampa Bay. It is a divisional game, so maybe they'll keep it close, but the Buccaneers will win this game, and I'm locking it straight up.
I don't think the Falcons are a bad offense. I think they had a bad week 1. I think they're going to bounce back and be just fine.
I don't think they're going to bounce back in a huge way offensively. I think they're going to bounce back a little bit, but not huge.
The Falcons' running game, it was good. The split between Davis and Patterson was effective.
I feel like they
from
tried
the
to run
switch
a lot.
from power to speed. That being said, like 70% of your salary cap is throwing the ball. Why are you running it?
They're going to have to throw the ball in this one because they're not going to be able to run on the Buccaneers.
Pitts, Ridley, Gage, Ryan, salary cap wise, it's 70% of your money. and you're just going to run the ball every play? Like, I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird. And I think they're still trying to find themselves, but they have the ability. I think they could at least throw up points. If I have the under here, I have Tampa Bay winning 20 or 30-21. I don't like any of those metrics.
I agree that the Falcons should be able to put up points. That's why I have them covering the 13, because that is a lot. I have it 35-24, but I do have the over, because I think there are going to be points scored.
I feel better about you being strong on the over, because 52 with these two teams, if they're both clicking, that's a really low number.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know if they're there yet. Vikings, Cardinals. Vikings are getting 4, down from 4.5. So, J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones make that entire defense good.
Great.
You remove one or the other or both, and that defense is not good.
I mean, they stopped Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones. That's pretty good.
Kyler Murray is so good at anticipating the throws that I was watching film, and I would see receivers come out of a break like this. The ball's not even coming to them. They had to be ready, because when they turn, the ball's right in their face. Mm-hmm. He was so good at anticipating like when that person was going to break and when the ball needed to be there, and it was there. He did miss a couple throws. The only thing that worries me about the Cardinals, and I've said last year, and I said it again this year, a lot more people are on board with the Cardinals being a good team. They are the most penalized team in the league last year and so far through this year. They had a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
And they're stupid penalties. I think they're just such a good team that can overcome it.
But that's the thing. If they stop getting penalties, are they now?
I don't think you can just stop getting penalties. This system, this Kingsbury system is a good system. Mm-hmm. He's just not a good coach. He had receivers running straight into each other. Like, they're just not well coached, but the system is good, and their pieces fit it very well. So I really like the Cardinals. I just don't know what team can beat them, because it's going to be mostly the Cardinals shooting themselves in the foot, and that could happen to any week on any game. And I think they have the team to beat any team on any game
because of the offense. Yeah.
So I don't know. I have it 27-24 Cardinals with the over, Vikings with the points. I think they can keep it close.
Yeah, I have it 31-24 over Cardinals.
Yeah, I like that. Titans, Seahawks. Seahawks. I was hard on the Seahawks. All off season, I was hard on the Seahawks.
You were.
I was really hard on the Seahawks. I think the Titans failed to run the way they'd like against the Cardinals. They failed to do a whole lot of stuff. When they played the Cardinals, they couldn't run the ball
at all. Yeah.
I think a lot of that was the J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones combo. And like I said before, like I said earlier in the year, Titans are a team that can't just start running. It's not week 1, it's week 10. Mm-hmm. That's when they can run the ball and no one can stop it. Mm-hmm. I think they can do it against the Seahawks, though.
I mean, he should definitely do better than they did against the Cardinals, but the Seahawks allowed the 5th fewest rushing yards last year. I mean, they weren't a terrible run defense. It's the secondary that needed help, but that rushing defense.
I think the Titans are okay, but they're definitely not what we thought, at least at this point, at this time. They got torched by Kyler Murray. They'll get torched by Russell Wilson. I have a 28-21 Seahawks. Seahawks should cover the 6.5.
Yeah, I have a 31-24 Seahawks. I think that they're going to cover that 6.5. I have the over as well. I mean, the Titans are hurting in their secondary right now. They lost Brady Breeze and Amani Hooker, both safeties, on IR. They lost Caleb Farley. He's out this week. They're losing players on that defensive secondary. So Seahawks even more just explode. I would see Metcalf as the main guy this week.
Well, they usually switch on and off. Metcalf will have a week, then Lockett will have a week. Lockett had last week.
This will be his week.
Usually Metcalf was more often. He's the guy that I think I would play this week as well. Cowboys, Chargers. Cowboys are getting 3. This is a weird line for me. Mm-hmm. It's a weird line for me. The Cowboys should be the favorite.
You think?
I do.
You?
Yeah.
Maybe when the line first came out, they should have been, but right now I don't see how you can put them as the favorite. I mean, they lost both of their edges on the defense. They don't have a pass rush.
Both of their edges on the offense.
Yeah, so they don't have anybody to stop the rush. The Chargers have both on the end. I mean, they're not going to be... Herbert's going to have all the time in the world to throw. There will be probably points scored because the Cowboys' offense is just that good, even without Gallup. But the Chargers can contain them.
I think it's going to be a shootout. I think most games with the Cowboys are going to be a shootout. 55.5 is a lot. I'll still take the over. I don't feel great about it, but I think the Cowboys are a better team. I like the Chargers. I really do. I would have it 30-27.
I have it 31-27. Chargers to cover that 3.
Oh, okay, okay. I do like the Chargers. I think Keenan Allen can have a fucking day.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go off this week. You got to play him.
All right, last game, last up. Chiefs, Ravens.
I mean,
Ravens are getting 4.
That's not enough. This defense can't stop the Chiefs.
I mean, the Ravens got beat by the Raiders.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they shouldn't have, but they did.
Well, who the fuck is picking the Ravens to beat the Chiefs? Just because this is like a rivalry thing? I don't know.
Maybe, but I mean, the last 3 years they played, Chiefs won every one.
The only thing is the Ravens historically match up well against the Chiefs. Just the way they play offense, the way they played, it just they should keep it close. 4 points is pretty close.
I don't think it'll be that close.
I think the Chiefs win. I think they can win by more than 3. I have it 27-21. I mean, the Ravens lost to the Raiders. We don't know how good the Raiders are. We never know how good the Raiders are, but the Raiders are not better than the Chiefs. If the Raiders can do it, the Chiefs can do it.
Absolutely. That's why I don't have the Ravens to cover that 4 or get that 4. I have a 35-27 Chiefs.
I wouldn't bet this game just because it's week 2 and the Ravens had a hard loss and the Chiefs had a win.
I would bet the Chiefs.
I could see a scenario where the Chiefs kind of...
No.
Yeah, I
guess
guess
this week.
Not week
Sunday
2.
night, I think they're going to straight up beat the Ravens.
Ravens really need to win this game, though.